An early start this morning. I'm hoping to get to Benidorm. I haven't booked anything there yet. It's a bit further than I usually cycle, so I'm not quite sure how I'm going to go. Although it's quite cold, because it is before dawn, it is quiet, and that makes the roads really enjoyable to cycle on. But in the distance I can hear the main road getting busy, and I think I'm going to rejoin that fairly soon. Took a bit of a tumble then. It's a really sharp zigzag path, and I thought I'd make it, but the last turn just got to me and I couldn't get around and fell off. These are sort of ones where you've got to be careful. I had a friend who broke her collarbone on something similar, so yes, I'm lucky that I'm alright. I'm feeling okay, but I'll just go a bit slower next time. In our house, we often talk about failure as an event, not a person. This means that if my daughter fails at doing something, it isn't a reflection on her, it's just she failed at a task. It's nothing to do with her being. So it gives her permission to make mistakes. And I think that's important, because we always think of our children as resilient, and my daughter is the most resilient person in the world, in all honesty. The amount of hospital appointments that she's been to that aren't really that nice, in all honesty. More than a lifetime's worth, more than I could ever bear, certainly. And I'm sure my daughter's not alone in that. But sometimes, if you have a son or daughter with additional needs, there's a tendency for people to do things for them. So if they can't do anything, someone else comes and takes over and finishes the thing for them. And this isn't teaching resilience, it's teaching, actually, if you can't do something, let someone else do it. So on the one hand, our children, I think, have a lot of resilience, and on the other, actually they're often encouraged to allow other people to do things for them. I mean, one example of this that first really brought it to my attention is we had an OT come round I think my daughter was about 6 or 7 at the time, I can't remember. And she was used to have trouble opening crisp packets, you know, the strength like that. And so we would always take over and do it for her. And the OT said, don't do it. If it takes her 5 minutes to do it, she will find a way, because she's highly motivated to get those crisps. And actually, it was a bit painful watching her do this, but actually she did get it. And what she learnt from that is actually you just try it and try it and try it, and then you get there in the end. So I think that's where we started to develop. It's okay to fail at something. It's a reflection on it's an event rather than a person. But I didn't come up with that expression. The guy that came up with that is a guy called Zig Ziglar. He puts it so more succinctly than I ever would, and it's his idea, not mine. But we listen to Zig in our house. My daughter often listens to him before she goes to work as she's eating her breakfast. And he's a motivational speaker, so he has lots of positive, enforcing messages like this, which I think is really good for our children to hear, because too often in their lives they're told, no, 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 you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this. And actually, they need to be told, yes, you can, yes, you can. And if you have a go and it doesn't work out, the failure is an event, not a reflection on you. It's not you, the person. So I think that this is something that we try to live by, and it's a bit like today. I'm trying to get to Benidorm, which is a bit further than I wanted to go on my bike, but if a big hill gets in the way, or I end up with a lot of off-roading for some reason and I don't make it, the failure is an event. It's not me. Okay, I could have pushed through it, but actually it's, at least I had a go, and it's a failure is an event. The thing would have failed because of other circumstances, and you just get up and have a go next time. So that's one of the mantras we live by in our house. Well, I made it to Benidorm in one piece, notwithstanding the falls. Halfway through, actually, there was a lot of really small but steep hills. They really took it out of me. And I think this afternoon I've ended up doing a little bit more hill climbing than I imagined. So I'm good and ready for a nice hot bath tonight. This was the actual route. As you can see, after Alicante, it gets a little bit hilly, and I took a wrong turning, which didn't help either. So the summary so far, after day 13. Today's elevation was 770 metres, which is the most in one single day, but then I probably cycle further, so that might account for it as well, which is 2,526 feet. 62 miles covered, 510 total. We're about halfway, miles remaining 490. And I've started adding up the total elevation because I'm more curious from my own point of view, because I didn't expect it to be so much so early. So far it's been 6,058 metres climbed, which is 19,875 feet. If you have liked this video, please like and subscribe.